highlighting the positive role of the Jamaican diaspora. Sides of a story. We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Time now for Both Sides of the the story of Jamaicans at home and Jamaicans abroad on Power 106 FM. We will not take sides, but we listen to your side. Stay with us as we explore the issues, present the facts, speak with the experts, and as always, listen to both sides. What's your story? Tell us on both sides of the story by calling our local numbers 876 922 411225. You can listen to both sides of the story on the Power 106 FM app via the Genius website, go-jamaica.com, as well as on onespotmedia.com. Because listeners in the USA can dial 631-359-8281 to listen. And if you're in the UK and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, you can call 0330-606-0953. You can watch both sides of the story live on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Both Sides 106. Email bothsides106 at live.com. Send your WhatsApp voice notes, audio messages, and text messages to 876-365-3346. Remember, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of a story. We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Hour 106.
We Wear the Mask by Paul Lawrence Dunbar. We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This debt we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts we smile, and mouth with myriad subtleties. Why should the world be overwise in counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. We smile, but, O great Christ, our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. We sing, but, oh, the clay is vile beneath our feet, and long the mile. But let the world dream otherwise. We wear the mask. That's a young Jimmy Cliff hard road to travel. And indeed, so far this hurricane season is proving to be a hard road to travel. But that's why we're here at home and abroad, playing our part. It is Tuesday, the 1st of October 2024, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us here on both sides of the story, Horror 106 FM. We don't ever take your listenership for granted. And so we greet you well, wherever in the world you are. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. It's also a very, very busy month of observances, events, happenings, etc. It's a brand new month, the month of October, which is being observed here in Jamaica as Red Cross Month, Lupus Awareness Month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month, Oral Health Month, National Egg Month, National Heritage Month, Correctional Services Month, Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Cybersecurity Awareness Month. This is just a handful of some of the many observances. Senior Citizens Week, that went out with September, and it's Germany Week, International Raccoon Appreciation Day, International Day of Older Persons, International Music Day, International Coffee Day. Elsewhere, the people of Cyprus, Nigeria, Palau, and Tuvalu are celebrating Independence Day. It's a national day in Hong Kong, Macau, and the People's Republic of China. The stone fishing ceremony is on in French Polynesia. It's Children's Day in Sri Lanka and Unification Day in Cameroon. So those are the happenings. And as usual, we look forward to your full participation. After all, it is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Paro 106 FM. And so we're taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. And let's clear some messages now. This one says, Mr. Malcolm, you and I know that 99.9% of people who have offshore accounts and have evasive behaviors are manipulators that are hiding something. The Integrity Commission just needs a little deeper, hire an outside research team, and definitely there will be tax evasion documents found. Again, this dish was trying to run away with a spoon, says Marie Torres. Edgar says, just wondering when we begin to get our new bus cards for the cashless bus service. That's a good question for the transport minister. So that is the concern that they have right now. Let's see, Mike Montgomery is also on board, connecting with us here on both sides of the story. James in East London, welcome as well. And going down the line, Franklin MacDonald, as usual, he is always a part of the discussion. And he shared a link, the legacy of Little Goat Island and Vernam Field. We'll talk some more about that after the break.
Today's world is filled with noise and confusion, and through it all, you've heard God's voice. You've felt it in your life, at times deeply. God loves you. God speaks to you in your thoughts, in your heart, and through living prophets. Listen to those living prophets during the General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Come, hear the words God has for you.
Live on Power 106 FM on Saturday, October 5 and Sunday, October 6.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Paro 106 FM. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. And the text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. So we look forward to your usual participation. After all, it is your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Power 106 FM. Lloyd Berry, aka King Lloyd, says, "Good afternoon, greetings, Mr. Dervan." Good afternoon and greetings to you too, Berry. And hello as well to Frank Lawrence. He says, "Greetings and blessings to Power 106 listeners." And well, Calvin, as usual, is in North York, Ontario, repairing pianos. He's an outstanding expert on those matters. And he's usually working on his piano as he is continuing his duties. So this one says good. Oh, this is from Land Solutions. And Theo, Rootsology. And going down the line here, looking out for your messages and your calls, listening out for your calls as well, here on Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, and showcasing some stunning murals in downtown Kingston. Shared that with us as well. And another of the messages, 876-922-4112-5, 4112 to 5. Those are the numbers to call. 876-922-4112 to 5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. There's also a picture of a group of students from both Kingston College and Calabar posing for the cameras, because it's that time of year again when scholarships are presented to the students, those who continue to do exceptionally well. We wish them well. And let's see, here's Horace, otherwise known as Spider, says, Mr. Malcolm, the poor state of the road is getting to me. It's the worst I've ever seen the roads in all my life. And the government really wondering why we have so much fatal crashes. Even on the government highway, you have pothole. Yeah. Well, it's one of those things that is not going anywhere. To the phone lines once again. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Good afternoon, Michael. Thank you for listening. Emancipation Park. Mhm. Yes. Yes. Why it can't work?
And the first minister, the minister will take over from Rajasthan and they'll match up the carpeting man. We grassroots are not getting no money to carpet. Some I know you have some more call, I know, but I would like the company, you control the company, to pay people to them because they not less $18,000, $20,000,
Well,
$10,000. That is a drop in the pocket. Even when they have the county festival today, when they have the county festival
did they have any discussions about market value and the market having the market decide?
we are the number one country in the world. We come like ocean board. So then the kill certain sir. Then they take our money like how the bank take separate money. We want the money, so they must kill us to the country in some alcohol. Some alcohol have a good afternoon, sir, and thank you for having the food, sir.
You're welcome. Thanks for the call.
Yeah.
This is both sides of the story, Poro 106 FM. Still taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. That's 876-922-4112-5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello? Lost that caller. Sorry about that. And remember, the text line is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. As we continue with more here on both sides of the story, Paro 106 FM, and taking more of your calls on 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Whatever is on your mind, please feel free to share your thoughts, your ideas, your issues, your concerns, your questions. Please feel free to share here on both sides of the story, Paro 106 FM. As we continue to look out for your messages and your calls here on both sides of the story, Paro 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world, and taking your calls as they get to us. And let's have a debate, let's have a discussion, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about the issues and keep it going here on both sides of the story, Paro 106 FM. And those of you who have other issues of concern that you would like to share, please feel free, 876. Let's take the break first.
Are you in the manufacturing and distribution sector having trouble finding quality heavy-duty equipment for your daily operations? Well, look no further. Robinson's Forklift Repairs and Services is here to help. They specialize in rentals, repairs and servicing, and the sale of new and used forklifts ranging from 2.5 to 18 tons. They also have skid steers, backhoes, and braking services available. Their experienced staff is ready to serve you. Visit 19 Retirement Crescent or call 876-754-4712.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Still taking your calls. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Good afternoon. Who is this, Jimmy? Nelson? Hello? We continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Good afternoon.
The government and Jamaica and certain things. For instance, from the idea they have the hurricane. Then they have a sign up, I'll put the fish that I see and watch it. And watch it. A poor para may come from. When they get a job or they give a party, money and this and that. A poor para not be and Rockefeller. Nobody get a dollar, a roll of wire. Yeah, they were trying to have it down far. Why nothing come over. They will need to come over there and tell them how much safari get and then here and get a roll of wire yet really make back the fish pot. Make back the fish pot really. Go back and see. That can be
So what? No.
When they can say, yes, it's just the road from Fort Mara to Orchard, a main road. And suppose when the child about, they're 72-year-old, I'm working with a company, a taxi company about private taxi, a Toyota Corolla. And around that, but that's for 40 kilometers every month. I'm Fort Mara to down with you have some patrol on the road, some alcohol, but you have to swing, you have to straight from Galena to wilderness, go down to Rockville. And you have to go down like 50 miles. You just have to go down on big patrol, one man not go down to the man, two tires put up on one side. You have to turn back and come in the whole tire to feel it, you can move out them and where a man will be. And nobody really said why the road want to fix something.
Who is the councillor?
The councillor, nothing more anything. But them just for too long the DLP council lose to a DLP council. But them still have no talk about DLP council. So nothing not come. But the main road that government have to really spend money to really fix the road. And that's the killer thing. From Fort Mara to Orchard, none. I think main road, main road. And when they say, you 90 miles per hour, and when they say, you have a swing. So those are the things that cause accident, Mr. Malcolm. And
Yeah, but there's nobody to turn to, nobody on the ground, so to speak.
The thing is that about 69 years ago, you have a man like used to have a public works years ago, which was the superintendent of rural works. I want a truck where you don't want a big money, just get a car, want something drive up on the roadside and put some phone in the roll over. And have a central parliament go to get millions of dollars. So because 40,000, 50,000 dollars to fix 12 patrol, 2 miles. Just pull up the patrol and with little car and little stone and thing and make people can come patrol. Not like them, because things again. from Malcolm. It's like this Jamaican people down to the jobs that are just pretty tough, and nothing for the people. But since I was in the world, I went to Kentucky. Years ago, KLP, I went by 10,000 and 12,000. I have 4,000 and I'm paying, and the same contest and I win the people that everybody at John Silver make billions of dollars. And suppose you have a Paritone, suppose you have a Prudential Walk, suppose you have a box seal and see the road and see. You could tell them make millions of dollars, 10 times a place and pull up for them. No, I really go on. And this man, you know, said, some people get contract and you know, how they can't get up here. So all really go on and this government collect the most tax in Jamaica over the past 50, 60 years. The most tax collected by Jamaica Labour Party and the world. Friday, I'm going to my airport. No, Sunday, I'm going to my airport. And the driving at airport. You have two roads because I'm telling my fix the airport road. And the road you're supposed to drive going, then back it up and make a basic road to drop off the passenger. We're going on the regular road and we drop off the passenger. One man in the uniform said, nothing, what? He said, police don't give tickets, police don't give tickets. And Mr. Malcolm, by the time this person come off and take, I thought one little youth to walk come over me. Mr. Chairman, people them come. He said, to walk past, yes, I want me that. I want me that. And when he actually gave the papers, the man wanted to $15,000. And I said, we start the court out there. You can never wait until it's time. And I'm the government. So, let's say, what them little thing them for? Police, young youth, I know, when 4 feet, police are you that 6 and 7 feet tall. No, sorry, youth are about 14 and 15. And them are police and no respect. No respect and just give, A poor man will live, I'm never that. That's good, because I'm never going to contest it. Because on the private place, nothing to make me is just one day in an airport. So I'm getting to give a 15,000. So that was the program that money to be a court. Because I'm never contest with the judge. So them make a thing that is a Malcolm. You know, because I know that can't right, because the airport is private property. I have to be of one in the airport. So when we take other people, they must want to private property that move for this house and that. So we're going to take the judge to find out so things like this go on. And then the thing it's a general car and things forcefully the man can take away rights from them. We have government I have government traffic. I take away rights from you if you can't recover. Yes, I remember that.
I'm hearing you clearly.
Okay, so when I hear about I'm reading from reading that.
All right. Take care. This is Both Sides of the Story, Pora 106 FM, and we're still taking your calls on 876 922 4112 to 5. 876 922 4112 to 5. And the text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. So let's keep the discussions going. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Good day, Raskava. Welcome.
I don't really know if there's uh, traffic, large traffic really active on a private property. We really need to go and check that out. But we have a thing here, left or right, with some of these police with the either you left money on the right, that's it. But there's a damage there was level. But what I really called was for you to talk about, I heard Alvin earlier with her, I know they did it with expression from up at the Blue Mountain.
Michael.
Yes, come.
Hmm.
But President, what the island can or should do is to get rid of the nigger people left out of the copy of the leave your hand until it ends up in the market. Man, I believe that food outside. So you need to add value to your copy by come together as a squad or as a group and roast your own copy and label it and get a mirror standard to the convert the label by human consumption. And then you can start a marketing for your by Blue Mountain Coffee. You don't have to powder it. After you roast it, you can take a blender or a little grinding mill and powder it. And then do that you will get what you serve out of your coffee. Then you know you can agitate the road. If they work from one or you demand what is what is. When they say you have to stop there themselves and take the pressure off and then they will pick up the road. So read your copy come together man as a poem or a group or a club or whatever you want to call it and then the road to the copy. You want to get the label, get some jar and just go to the supermarket. You can have an overseas market and import international export license, you want to call it that. And then anyway, people them a go for it. So get rid of the different man where buy fan you, you put up a market for it, and another man a put up another market for market. Get rid of those little people out of the stars, the family of food, come and yeah, go deliver to the different supermarkets and people to get to the airport and get a man overseas now to come in and come buy or you have your export market. I think that is become the time because I'm a taxi one out there, the president. He said the same thing on out there, woman, and now get no difference result. Because if it is something that we know that should get results, that would have got the results back. We would have someone one time and give them a reminder. So they just push on running, talk, and that's all it is that they just promise, that vanish. So I went through there and going and start a farm and we work at the school and send the work.
Mhm. Thank you for the call, Raskava. So there's a suggestion from Raskava to start a cooperative for the benefit of coffee farmers. Let's continue with more here on both sides of the story, Poro 106 FM. Let's take another call. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello? Did we lose that call? Okay, let's remind you of the numbers 876 922 4112 to 5. 876 922 4112 to 5. Those are the regular call-in lines, but the text lines, same as the WhatsApp numbers, 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. So we'll continue to listen out for your calls and look out for your messages here on both sides of the story, Poro 106 FM. Let's see. 876-922-4112-5. Still taking your calls. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Good afternoon, Miss Mervis. Oh, no. Yes, and the audio is coming across low on this end. Yes. Mm. Yeah, the broadcast is a little distant. Mm. No, it didn't just stop. It didn't just start a while ago. Actually, I was just. Mm. 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 It's called mismanagement. Mm. 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 Oh.
year. But in this year, I'm not going to reconciliation I'm supposed to begin first of November. I am anxious to what God is going to do in here because it's not a serious. All I can see on the road is them making highway to the foreign and long trailer load or something and coming in. I can't see them highway. I'm going on a port now, some of the long ones, them coming through the town there, you hear them empty in the Dervan. To make them drive back up foreign empty. And I'm come down cool. And the nation full of up your foreign food. Some of them unnecessarily. And I am living down the bottom of the scale. I'm not living a rich life and a high life. It makes you know what it is to live. Given what it is to do. And to certain things. But I have nothing money. I don't have anything around here. I'm going to charge anything on the island. I can't charge. But somebody says something when it's necessary. So we live right down at the bottom of the people. See? But it's matter of agriculture. To ask him why the agriculture is the agriculture education and every time the agriculture come up. I like to take it out or hurricane come to it out. So me ask you the question why? You got so much foreign money in agriculture. You got it if I use whatever means and force of money to bring it and we put it to give disobedient nation to see that it is what is independent. So that is what is going on in us. Step forward and step back there. Yes, thanks to them help, but in the want that kind of independence it don't get for and give it. Everyone knows that the answer was cold. Eh? Is that your confidence, you know? Who won the cement company? We are in Jamaica. We are all of those things. And to come independent companies, we are all there. We are in insurance companies by William God, present. That's what we have, you know. We don't have everything gone up for an argument. But at the time when we had put the bank present, we don't know what it was. Put the bank and go, I mean, I think we pull out the generation and put the bank. Everybody has come to Jamaica for health care and then what? But another country, the politicians have pulled up them staff and what it was consent. Let us be careful because I don't know if they don't care about them people on the bottom. When they make that them going to the bank with their money, where did they get it from their money? So the people don't ever buy them food and so on. They don't come from. Them the people talk about that. No, a few buyers and sellers and change that poor with buyers and sellers carrying out our dollars. And the next thing is the Jamaican dollar value is very pound and 200 and something dollars. Excuse me. 200 and I don't know what's the American dollar. When my money pays a 120 US to my dollar up here. 200 dollars to pound. That is tell you, I'm going to find 0.000 another dollar. And I don't know what these politicians are talking about. I don't hear one of them. Nobody here than a political platform I to be talking about doing something about the politicians. I just find out why because everybody has the foreign exchange account. Yeah. They don't know what dollar is value.
Well, the conclusion by some is not much has changed, if any. Because when you look at the the story from the Gleaner, 1664, from before that, even before that, but from the year 1664, Sir Thomas Modiford arrived as governor of Jamaica on the 4th of June. One moment, please.
Contractors, developers, and small builders contact coast-to-coast group of companies for high-quality concrete products. The time at coast-to-coast group of companies is
A minute past 3 o'clock.
Morning Agenda continues the tradition of providing a unique platform Tuesdays and Thursdays, while they alternate on Fridays as they set the agenda and break down the issues and keep you informed of what matters to you most. Morning Agenda, speaking with the stakeholders, representatives of our day, serving business in Jamaica and around the world. Stay tuned to the Morning Agenda on Power 106 FM, weekdays 7:15 to 9 a.m., where we set the agenda.
So I was trying to help to make the point of the more things change, the more they remain the same. Because the story was of, and it's real, Sir Thomas Modiford, who arrived as governor of Jamaica on the 4th of June, submitted his first report to the king. In it, he states that sugar, ginger, cotton, tobacco, dyeing woods, and cocoa may be and are produced as well as anywhere, but pimento, cheney roots, aloes, rhubarb, sarsaparilla, tamarinds, cassia, vanillus, hides, and tallow are the proper commodities. There is the best building timber and stone in the whole world, and great plenty of corn, cassada, in brackets cassava, potatoes, yams, plantains, bananas, peas, hogs, fowls, cattle, horses, asincoes, sheep, fish, and turtle and pasturage. I find nothing, this is his conclusion now, Sir Thomas Modiford in 1664. I find nothing wanting but more hands and cows. So just thought I'd share that in light of the subject matter raised.
I don't think them young people need to be taught, you know. Some of them don't know it, that don't think that they need to be, you know, very much.
Mhm.
No, they're not gonna be, they're not gonna go this way. They're young leaders, they're not gonna go this way. But glad me study history from me at 14 years old. But after first year, second year, third year coming up, study down what? History is always around. Them not know about this, you know, me notice that, you know, I watch it and I study them and I listen to them. They don't know nothing about Jamaica because there was a time when there was nothing in buying and selling money in the world.
Mhm.
You go and change your money, but it was charged a fee or something. They don't know nothing about buying and selling money sometimes. No, sir. It was an impact to you to get a lot of money from foreign with postal order. Let me remember about this postal order thing, you know. Yeah. But all of that from these Gambian people come up and the money, when people pay to send you the money, they send the money, give you the money, and turn around and buy and send you back the money. Eh? That is one of the dangers of the destruction in the nation. Them buying and selling of the Jamaican dollar and 20 cent by your program here. I say that God must stop. Money supposed to buy goods and services. Money not supposed to buy money. And all of the Prime Minister and the opposition think them can not any except of the Jamaican dollar money. It is affecting the education system with the purchase of books and everything. It's affecting the amount of money you're going to need to fix the road. It is affecting the amount of money you need to improve the hospital system. And the dollar value is affecting everything in this country. By the way, I want to all the things that report. There is that. Everybody eating up themselves over the thing with the integrity thing the other day. We are in the fish that report over how much millions of dollars from. Right there. It's nowhere. And that lockdown at the bank, I remember, did a whole heap of damage to the economy. I know some of the people I went to, about 3 or 4 of them fish that eating and eating them up. Yeah. And the dollar value cost, you know. The minister refused to tell us, but based on what some people are telling me that them have foreign exchange account and we give back them in dollar for their money. Yes, that's why some business people. And the dollar make them lock down the bank, you know, from here down to this thing I get trouble. But the government, they still alive, that's commanding. political leaders. I am not saying that it's everything for them to bad. You understand? But they did something correct in this country and they refuse to see it. To look at it and correct it. I don't know what they're going to do with them, you know. But if full of faith and stand love and people take it for granted, then them do as them like and go on like it. But when it starts, it does. Oh, that is the piece of the argument we never like. It takes long to start. But when it starts, it does take time. So me run here, stop my acting on Dervan. You clean up my corners around here. And it is several of this program, but it's just Miss William. Can I see up while the dance and fire that? Still anything up to breathe. She asked me what the movement is to one of them. So I try to make sure we clean up my corners to the head. Because when it's ready, you put up this nation under him is not supposed to be third world, poor, and semi-literate. The document was given to the Prime Minister by 93. Get fourth term. It says order the nation priority. Get rid of the ghetto mentality and the third world mentality. All them something in the document. You know. Who pay any attention to that? Nobody. So let me tell you the politicians is something and these thinkers, leaders, these thinkers who in this country, they must capture and control everything. Some of them control the camera, they control that well say no to anybody. The gentleman says in this son, you know something last time I'm going at something I can explain. One of them top of man, good engineer, you know, but very on the man. The man said to the mentoring son leads to the other. You respect that. So you get to this into that leads to the other. But the life of people not here, they don't think they believe not here to anybody. They have a lack of everything. I'm waiting to see what the God of the national anthem is gonna do to them consent, that consent them. What up to the nation is the nation as Lord. Dervan, I am around here. I've been working like I'm doing for one from the past 30 years in all kind of ways without the human capital, the human capital, the human capital. So you cannot develop a nation and leave the people behind. Fool. This is a curse that will turn around and tear it down. This is not the newspaper. Yeah? From 1997. Observing and I don't know what's wrong with them is that them doesn't want to go them business and not give them a little bit of. But once they go talk about integrity, I would encourage them to go and set up some business places in them constituency. Get the people to pay their electricity bill and stop allowing people like me to pay 23% of my bill with coal and electricity. You don't feel that you say that the people to a ball in there, you know nothing about it. Where is your integrity there, sir? When there? So what if that's how it's a place, what is integrity? What constitutes integrity anyway? God says you lose your integrity, not for less. Like peace. So always forget all kind of something, you know, Dervan. Forget physical abuse, drone. Forget verbal abuse in this program. That's know what else to get, but you know what? Can himself himself you lose the integrity, nothing is said. That is not something you get back. It takes long to be and come back. The Jamaican people, present youth, at 30 years, got a call it international repentance, reconciliation, and commitment. And he's not talking about the church, he's talking about anything and everything that we have been doing to mess up this nation. Clean it up with breast cancer in dirty utensils. I want you to find them. You cannot, it is unethical to serve food in clean utensils. So it is to be to go for blessing in a filthy country. Clean it up. The blessing there was clean it up. From top to bottom, kings out to poor out. Hills to get a pass to general penitentiary. Everywhere. You only deliver the message there, but my point is you give me too much time, but I know me you give the time, you know, God, you give the time. I be out there with a sleep with job 94, empty my bank account, them, they have the policy, God knows what, and out here empty out everything. No, this days are not granting me a favor, God said. I am granting it a favor. Yeah? Never drive a car before I drive one, no car, no family, no, no. This is a heavy, heavy stuff. It's not easy. A lot of people come in and drop out. It's not really pretty around here. So. But it's anybody who make a phone and feel the phone. Stupid. Yeah? So the Lord bless you and bless our 106. And tell them spread the news and all who hear it. But you like go God to them spread the gospel and the police. But tell them as much people as you can say God say 30 years now. 1st of November to the 30th and 31st October, the following year, again, time. Clean up the lives, clean up the yard, clean up the community. It's not about just garbage, them, all the negative, them in that already. Eh? Clean up the negative, them in the place. If you can't, it's not going to come down, you come to the Dervan. But we are going to do it. And let the blessing come, people that are coming, they come to this blessing. And I've come out with it and it's a active body. Eh? It's hurting the body. And the Almighty is hurting body. So know that the snakes are not doing blessing and it's blessing. And everybody just coming out to the blessing. And the other one get rich, they just coming in. Anybody want to get rich and fire, just coming in Jamaica. You know, they just a pass to come with them one. So they get them just a pass when all the day pay stuff. So I know how much money was they pay stuff. But me and get it. No man, coming the one year they have evil timing. Of people time international just by the people, for the people, through the people, and that is that. Now, that is political leadership. Sorry about that. Have a good rest of the evening, Dervan.
Thank you. Same to you. Mhm. All right, take care. This is both sides of the story, Poro 106 FM, taking your calls on 876 922 4112 to 5. And the text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. We'll have more in a moment. Good afternoon, Nicola, and happy 1st of October to you too. We just saw your message. Thank you very much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106. Cuban in Georgia says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. To hear from that caller about the roads in the tourist mecca of Ocho Rios is a national disgrace. Well, technically speaking, it's the kind of service that is expected. It's a kind of operation at some point or another is expected if you are running a country and you have departments with resources to effectively manage these entities. So we have to get away from this thing of doing it for the tourists. How about doing it for Jamaica and Jamaicans? And then everything else will flow from that. But in a myopic way to just say, you know, let's do it for a particular group of individuals, as if they are the only ones that have that need to have that kind of road surface. Just do what is supposed to be done. Here comes Steve McDonald, ready to jump on this one. Good afternoon to you, Mr. McDonald.
Hi, good afternoon, Dervan. How are you doing today?
I am fine, thanks. And you?
I'm very well, thank you. And good afternoon to your listeners. Good afternoon to the wonderful people of Westmoreland, Sablamar and Darlington in particular, Lennox Figures in particular in the Darlington area, and my man in Speed. Dervan, I guess by now you would have heard about the masculine in New Works.
New
Did you hear
Works?
about it? In the Darlington area.
When did that happen?
Last night.
Oh.
So, yes, so they had a mass shooting which resulted in a mass killing. I think 4 or 5 individuals are dead, and I think 8 people were injured.
That's terrible.
It is, Dervan. It is extremely. When you consider the area, I mean, back in the days, not even Duppy used to walk at them area. Nothing used to go on, right? If I can put it that way. And to see where it's at right now, I mean, this is rural as you can get rural. And, you know, to see what is happening now, you know, the whole state of the land, and at the same time, to hear the Minister of National Security saying that they really have no intention to implement the unexplained wealth to the order, makes you really wonder what is happening in Jamaica. I think Professor Clayton said this morning on Power 106 on the show that Emmanuel's guy used to be on, Morning Agenda, that it seems as if the government is reluctant to implement the unexplained wealth order because it could be used against there's a fear that it could be used against certain people. And it's totally unfortunate that we're not going to be implementing laws in our country just because it may affect someone, or it could be used against, or someone fear that it can be used against them. The minister, Dr. Harris Chang, was on Beyond the Headline, yesterday, and he was lambasting the Gleaner article about the unexplained world order, and Dion point blankly asked him if he was saying those things just because the Gleaner said it could be used against the prime minister. It's, regardless of who something can be used against, Jamaica is at a terrible situation, right? A terrible state now. The U.S. Attorney General in the Gleaner article said that the Jamaica has the highest murder rate per capita of all countries in the world that has been keeping records. And so we're refraining from enacting a law that can help to take some of the money from the criminals and reduce in some way criminality and the murders, just because we are afraid that the policymakers, our legislators are afraid that that law will be turned and used against them, or heaven forbid, used against the prime minister. Is this where we're at? The lives that we're losing, they don't mean anything now? They don't mean anything? Is this where we're really at? Where we're not. Monty Perkins, you knew of Monty Perkins, right?
Yes.
Right. He used to say, I don't know if you remember the saying that he used to say, if criminals could implement laws, criminality would be legal. He used to say that on his program. May have been before your time. But I'm asking all well-thinking Jamaicans to reach out, whether to their parliamentarians, though that probably don't really make a difference nowadays, because I saw the parliamentarians put out an ad to say that they're defending the prime minister, which the law that the prime minister enacted with the IC said that the only way that the Integrity Commission ruling can be challenged, findings can be challenged, is to have it referred to the court, which I gather he's now doing. So you wonder if these same legislators who are enacting the laws, they themselves don't read the laws, and all this noise and hullabaloo that they're creating is totally unnecessary. The parliamentarians have been challenging the IC at every step of the way, and even with the findings on the prime minister. The prime minister enacted this law. He put it in place that says whether or not I'm paraphrasing, whether or not the Integrity Commission is right or wrong. Their findings is binding and can only be challenged to a court tribunal. Those were what the prime minister said. He himself said it. So I don't understand what's happening. And then the next thing is that, they want the IC people to come. I know you hear that. Oh, sorry, we're not going to be available. Like, these people are serious, Dervan.
Unfortunately not.
But the thing is, enough for them one country. It's not for them one country. Right? And I'm going into my Caroline Cooper now. Enough for them one country. And so, PSOJ, Law Society, Jambar, United Church, Umbrella of Churches, and I know they came out and said that they should abide by the ruling of the IC and should implement the unexplained wealth order. We need everybody to push back against this government now, because they actually, remember, the government signed a memorandum with the opposition to say that they're going to implement the unexplained wealth order. The Governor General in his throne speech actually said that it will be implemented. The Prime Minister actually said so. But no, because Dervan, I don't know, honestly. And you remember when Dr. Rupert Francis talked about corruption, what they did?
When who?
Dr. Rupert Francis talk about corruption in the diaspora. Them string him up on the cross. It's just a pity that it wasn't April, or else they would be parading him around Jamaica. But if this is not corruption and perception of corruption, I don't know what is. All of a sudden, you're not going to implement this thing. Why? Why? Because there's something else happening, and it could be used against the possibility. It could be used against the PM. We can't allow that. We've come from too far. We've given up too much under the hand. We've lost too many lives under the prime ministership of Michael Manley and Edward Seaga during the 70s and 80s to be accepting this. We've come from too far in terms of fiscal mismanagement to be accepting all of these things that is happening. Dervan, I see we're up on time, friend, very close to your break. So I'm going to yield and give back my time. But we can't allow this to continue, Dervan. We cannot allow it to continue. We have to force the government to pass the unexplained wealth order. And I think the government is forgetting that they were elected to be our servants, not to rule over us, which is what they're doing. Thank you very much for allowing me this time, Dervan.
Sure. Thank you for the advocacy that you continue to keep up.
Bye.
Take care. This is Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. More calls, more messages. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Oh, let's take the break first. We'll be back in just a moment. Here's another message from Cuban in Georgia. Sir Malcolm, how come the government is selling Roaring River to the Chinese? The river is like the beach. It cannot be sold as what the government did. Sell out the beaches to foreigners, and Jamaica has to pay to use public beaches. No, I'm not aware of that. I know there is a listing of public beaches for those who want to find where the public beaches are. So we'll have to inquire into that further. Let's go to the phone lines once again. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Good afternoon. Sorry, can we get a little more audio, please? Struggling to hear you.
Okay. Yes, sir. I was saying the first time I heard about the seatbelt law over 30, 40 years ago, I, I didn't like the idea of it because I thought it was intrusive. And I thought the government getting personal, you know, and it was restricting one liberty. Nevertheless, as time was done, I let it be. And now, sir, I'm hearing about this law, extending your wealth law. At first, I thought it was, I mean, the truth is, but when I thought about it, when I think about it, I realize that it is good for our country today because it is such a violent, um, savage society that it is. Such a savage society. Murderous. So if you see a man walking down the street and you know him as a as a street cleaner, and then you see him drive a Benz, so wait, I'm going to drive a Benz instead of a clean street. So I can understand the law. Wanting to know how you make your money. You just poor man, is a street cleaner, and I drive Benz. So I can understand the law. And hopefully it will stop the murderers who are driving big Benz and big cars. Half of them can't read and write. And I never drive big cars. And so the law said them want to be able to ask them how them reach them wealth for them out. And we see now that the lawmakers don't even want to enforce that law or to write that law. They don't want to have the law, even though they talked about it years ago. And now the time comes now when it is being talked about now, but the lawmakers are not interested anymore. And I thought to myself, murderers don't want the death penalty. If I was a murderer and a lawmaker, I would not want the death penalty. That is what's going on now. Look at these people, just like Mr. Multiperson said years back. They are not going to write laws to stop the failure of that because them use the so it's a woman now. Look what last night when I'm going for that. How is that possible? A small country like Jamaica, a small country. I want to know if these continents. It's not like when I was young, a gunman used to shoot and kill because they want to get rich. They want to rob us. Rob man. I don't know when they rob the man in half a tree, but yeah, they used to tell this. I think it was sad, you know? Yeah. But nowadays, what do robbers and thieves want is my question. Do they want wealth? Is well they want? They don't want wealth. They don't know why I can kill people at bars. I don't understand that. Is it an agenda by money? Is it somebody paying them to do it? Now I want to know. And I look by himself. Because nobody gunman left. They move the gathering and they bring blood, right? The one how the government is so inept. How is it possible that the government is so, what's the word? I don't want to put them for. I'm so inept.
Lackadaisical.
Lackadaisical. Why can't they do something real? There's a lot of simple people in Jamaica who think put them in charge. That's not the problem. Yeah. Lot of hard working men and women in Jamaica right now. If you give them the authority, they solve the problem in a 3 months or less. So I don't know how these politicians explain themselves. How are they not capable of stopping it? So that's my talk, Mr. Malcolm.
Thank you very much for the call. We appreciate your participation. This next message: the roads are in a disturbing condition all over the country. How can anyone say the country is doing well? The state has failed in its duty to successfully, something is missing here, successfully address the local roads in the rural areas and urban centers across Jamaica. Where is the road maintenance plan for the parish council road? It's a shame how the state has neglected its responsibility to maintain the road network. Another message: I agree with St. Leo Bolt. It's not what your country can do for you, but what can you as an individual do to benefit your country and help your nation? Sir Malcolm, is it true that the Norman Manley International Airport is to be... No, I'm not going to join the propaganda train on that one. Thanks for your message nonetheless. This one says, Sir Malcolm, do you remember on nomination day I don't know what that how this becomes the subject. Let's go past that. Thank you very much for your message. Miss Evadne has joined us. Good afternoon to you. She says, good afternoon to you, Mr. Malcolm, and all at Poro 106. Hope all is well in this new month. A big shout out to everyone born in October, and a happy birthday when it comes. Enough love, and God's blessings and peace to all. This one says, there is a section on Mandela Highway heading to Kingston to the right-hand lane, just as you go under the bridge whenever it rains. That right-hand lane always have a pool of water, and that lane is the fast lane. I'm not asking, but that must cost a lot of crashes whenever it rains. When are they going to fix that section of Waltham Park Road is the question. Another follow-up message: the race course has more right than humans on the toll road. You can travel with a racehorse on the toll road, or should I say the Portmore toll, but you can't pull or tow a car on that same toll road. If you do, you will be charged. Which is the worst of the evils? A JP who is not getting paid to do his job, take $500 to sign a document, or a politician who is getting $20 million for his pay? That's coming from Horace, otherwise known as Spider. As we continue with more on both sides of the story, Poro 106 FM. This one from Franklin McDonald. destroyers for, what's this? AC's deal. I'm not sure what that is. Help us with that, please, Mr. Mack. Not sure what is being conveyed there. Well, let's continue with more on both sides of the story. Paro 106 FM, taking more of your calls on 876-922-4112-5 and the text line 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. As we continue. And I was trying to understand one or two of these messages. But we appreciate the effort that you take to put these messages together and send them to us. Thank you very much for the effort. In the meantime, let's remind you of the numbers to call: 876-922-4112-5 and the text line 876-365-3346. Good afternoon, Mike Montgomery. We got your message. Thank you very much. Cuban in Georgia says, Sir Malcolm, if citizens are dying because of the conditions of the roads, the state can be held responsible in a court of law because the government is collecting money from the bad roads and not maintaining them. Citizens must be prepared to take action against the state for its negligence. That from Cuban in Georgia. Let's take the break and come back with more here on both sides of the story. So the person who asked us to say hello reminded us that it's not just Nicholas, it's Nicholas Smith. Okay. Happy birthday, Nicholas Smith of Scotiabank. All the best. Take care. As we continue with more here on both sides of the story, Paro 106 FM. Still taking your calls on 876 922 4112 to 5. 876 922 4112 to 5. And the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. All right, let's see if we can clear a couple of messages here. Cuban in Georgia says, and is this a regular practice? Where does this message start? Where does it start? Let's see if we can find it. Call. Why is the JDF when they... I would really like to get the details of the message. This was painstakingly written, and the least we could do, or the least we can do, is to acknowledge the message. But all right, so let's go. So we read up to here already. This one says, Sir Malcolm. Yeah, we read that one as well. This one, Sir Malcolm, we're calling for the administration. Yes, we read that one already. Sir Malcolm, why is the JDF blank when approaching young men and says to them, up against the wall and kick away their feet? Sometime the young man is discombobulated and falls. So my question is, why does the JDF do this? And isn't this physical abuse of the citizens by the state? Well, it can all be tested in a court of law. But ideally, we wouldn't want to be in a perennial situation of having our feet being kicked from under us. But there's also the opportunity to seek redress. And all right, so we got that now. Thank you very much, Cuban in Georgia. Here's another. That's my understanding. Thank you very much for your multiple messages. We're not done yet. We're still taking your calls on 876 922 4112 to 5. 876-922-4112-5. And the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. So we keep those calls coming in. 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. This is both sides of the story on Power 106 FM. If you're just joining us, welcome. It's good to have you on board. And we encourage discussion, reasoning, debating, and general conversations. Answering questions, responding to issues, concerns, etc. The lines are open. 876-365-3346. The regular call-in lines, 876-922-4112-5. Let's see if we can clear some more messages. Good evening. Hope all is well. Love and enjoy this station for a long time. It's powerful, as the name suggests. It's one of a kind. May God bless you all richly. Great station. It's great station. And people, keep up the good work. Dervan, oh, you're very kind. Thank you for your kind message. From that's this listener. Not seeing an okay. Not sure if she wants us to call her name, but her name is here. Thank you very much. Another addition to the Both Sides family. 876-922-4112-5. And the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. Continuing yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. Let's see who else we need to speak with in just a moment. Horace, otherwise known as Spider, says, can you imagine right, this one here. Mr. Malcolm, the poor state of the road is getting to me. I think I read that one already. Fatal crashes, even on the government highway, you have pothole. There is a section on Mandela Highway heading to Kingston in the right-hand lane. Yes, we read this one already. The racehorse have more right than humans on the toll road. Really? Which is the worst of the evils? Who is not getting paid to do his job? And can you imagine a JP getting nothing for his work, and sometimes you go to him to sign a document and he or she is not there? People normally get upset. Remember, he's not getting paid. Fast forward to an MP who is getting $28 million. And sometimes when that politician wins, you don't see them again until the next election, says Horace, otherwise known as Spider. Let's take another call here on both sides of the story. Poro 106 FM. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello. Good afternoon. Okay, let's see. Which of these two came in first? Okay, not this one. Just a moment. Okay. All right, so let's go with that one and then we'll follow with the other. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Sorry, no, you're on hold. Please, just on hold for a moment, please. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, please.
Oh, yes. It's a churchman, right? My time is not over.
No, it's not your time yet. Is it same one? Oh, okay. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, man. I was listening to your program. I was just coming from fasting. Have a lovely time today. But I hear the discussion. But Mr. Dervan, as we discussed that the thing that we have happening, not going to change, but this thing though, it's over time, the violence, and Mr. Golin, Prime Minister there, I think he was a good man, Mr. Golin.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yes, I'm listening.
Yes, sir, Mr. Bruce Golin. I remember that man made me cry when I was working. When I in my workshop. I remember he started to say,
too blessed to be stressed, too anointed to be disappointed.
Yes.
Mm.
I'm telling you, man, that man made me cry. I'm telling you, when I say cry, I'm bawling, sir. And I just cried, bawl loud. And I look at things nobody wasn't passing. Because when I saw the condition of the country, I started to weep. And Mr. Gordon was our leader, will come. And he come with some good idea because we could even call him and even talk to him. And I believe we missed the opportunity. That man, the country was going on the right footing. Because sometimes crime is at the crimes in the country, people they are so, when you're poor, not really because they're poor, but they are hurting. They are hurting, and over the time, you see these things boil up and they anger the people have. For instance, at Dervan, you're on the street, selling, it's not really right, but you can't do any better. And they creep up your things and throw it in truck and the way them treat you. And when you observe the other people, like the Chinese and white people, and the other race, them get good treatment in the country. But as a
hold a moment, please. One moment, please.
Yes.
Thanks for holding the line. Please continue.
Yes, sir. So what I observed, Mr. Dervan, he was a regular black people. And when you don't have nothing to you, rather worse. Them treat you like dog in the country. Even the police, them. You know, them say, top is a boy, you're a big man, I call you boy, and you man them girl, whatever them mother. You know, so the hunger in people over here. What Tim is a goal in? It will come up there, make the people feel like they're part of the country. You know, it was starting something there, but right now we see it. People them have so much hunger in them. And the time I get more harder. And as I call, I say the love. They need to love one another, and that I die out right now, the love. At first time, you know, we love one another. You're hungry, you can go to your neighbor and make salt or sugar. You know, with dinner, your neighbor. We know, we send over your dinner. And then get a close and foreign, you know. And put a little bag and send it. And we share, and in those days, I'm just 50. But in those days, never hear no violence and murder. Because we share with one another. And the children go over to one another home. We play a little game, we play a little all type of game. We play together and we have good time. But the people that were so loving those days, the police, we respect the police. The teacher were highly respected. But now, you know, the people treat we, common people, so they don't treat we good, and hunger keep boiling up. But as I say, so hunger God can help me. Because at a point now where there's no return, Mr. Dervan. Young people, them just come out of the vanity. Them don't know the hard life. We have to carry wood on we head almost a mile. We have to chop wood for cook with food. And we have to carry water. We have to tie the animal them early. But these young people today, them just on the computer, they have the pipe, water, everything to their comfort. And them don't know the hard life. You know, so them just want to get rich overnight. They want a pretty car and all these things. So I don't know, Mr. Dervan will come out tight, but it look hopeless. And I want to say again, so porous, something going on here in porous. You know, I don't like what's happening because porous here is a lovely community. And it's abandoned by the two parties. And there's a lot of development that should be taking place here in Porous, where the government need to come in, step in, bring in the heart, and all these people, and encourage them to look at trade and all these things, and see what can be done here for us, because it's getting from bad to worse in Dervan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Do you have anything to add, sir?
So, how does all of this make you feel now? Having said all of that and seen and experienced what you have, what's your conclusion?
Yes, sir. We just don't really like how they treat the people. Just as I'm saying, if them can start to treat the black people like how them treat the white people, the Chinese, and talking here in Jamaica. The black people, I'm a black man, and you don't get no good treatment, because I'm sure if I'm driving a car and there's a white man and the police should stop that car, they're going to treat the white man very good and nice, sir, and this, and ma'am. But the black one, they treat like you're nobody right here in this country. So if them can look into those things and start treat the people better and see if the crime will come down, because if you treat the people like an animal, they act like them an animal, because of that you tell them, just show them say, them an animal, there's no good. So if they can look into those things and try treat a good health tax office, Everywhere you don't get any good treatment. They go to tax office, you have any son standing up in rain, nothing, and the security come and then treat you anyway. You can't even go and say, I was set up, so they might run you. And everywhere. Yes, sir. The Dervan, there's go bad.
Hello?
Yes, I'm saying you take care of yourself, sir.
You too.
Take care.
Same to
Yes,
you.
sir.
Take care. This is Both Sides of the Story, Horror 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and we're still taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello? No? Okay, let's move right along. 876-922-4112-5. The text line is 876-365-3346. More messages and comments coming in. And the question is being asked by a Cuban in Georgia. And is this a regular practice of the law for the JDF to kick away young men's feet? Well, it's some people's experience as opposed to others, unfortunately. Thank you very much for your participation, which is quite palpable as we continue. Let's see. There's a lot of activity online. See if we can check in with one or two of these messages here on Both Sides of the Story, Horror 106. Let's see what we have here. And so we see that someone has sent us a voice message. The only thing is we haven't been able to audition the message in order to decide how to treat the recording going forward. And this one, yes, we'd love to play that message, but we have to audition it. We have to be able to listen to it first and then make a decision. Sorry about that. As we continue with more on Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, we're still taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. That person shied away. Are you there? 876-922-4112-5. Let's try again. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Good afternoon.
How are you doing today?
Fine, thanks. And you?
Yes. Just a follow up on
Sorry, it sounds like you're in water.
I know, it's like a broken record, man. People calling up. There is no result and nothing. I'm just calling up because I put point a while ago.
you know, how the treat Jamaica. And it's true, Dervan. If you don't get that treatment, but when you hear people calling and telling them what, because these policemen really, they don't know much. They don't know how to approach how to solve justice them. You know, and these are things why these people sometimes react.
The audio is scattered. It sounds scattered. Are you able to make any adjustment?
Alright, what's going on?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying that I got called up a while ago, and I was talking about, I was talking about how the treat in Jamaica, and that's true, Dervan. The treat them back, and even you go to the government, if people do as them like, they don't know how to treat people. You understand me? And it starts from there. If you treat them good, they will treat you good. You understand me? So when you see people in Jamaica and getting ignorant and all of that, it's how they policemen them and how these people treat them. They don't treat them with no respect. You know, we have people, we have persons. You understand me? And we need respect. You understand me? And we need to call one another by her name and don't talk to one another like that, like a dog or something. You understand me? Well, the next thing again I was talking about is the road condition. I don't know Dervan, but you know, I heard people call and talk about the road condition all the time. You know, every time I record my ball time and something, and I know I have nobody to pay for it, but the government not going to pay for it. You understand me? Why can't the road fix? Why? Why can't these potholes fix? You know, people crying about the road, crying. You understand me? Getting stuck and all of that. And you can't drive on a good street. Huh? It's just ridiculous. And these politicians, I don't even believe they're listening. They're listening to us. You understand me? That's what it comes down to. You understand? You don't listen. There's the people crying out and there's no answer. What do you think they're going to do? You know, one day the cup will go overflow, you know. Remember that. The cup will be overflow. And everyone will overflow.
Well, we hope it doesn't have to come to that.
You know, I hope it don't come to that too, Dervan. Because, look, really, in Jamaica, we should Dervan, look, I leave this country. I come up from one living up Dervan. I leave this country from 1983, Dervan. You understand me? And when I leave this country was a country. I don't know what happened to these politicians. Why they want to get rich? You know? I mean, if they are doing what I think they are doing, it's time enough for them to stop. You understand me? And take a check of themselves and say, you know what? You know, we have to, the people that is crying out. You understand me? And when the people are crying out, you know, they get enough. You understand me? So let us fix the road. Let us do the things that is supposed to do. You understand me? They're living big, they're living all right. You understand me? Some people down here, they can't even find food. Much less you drive in a car and your car is getting wrecked in a pothole. Well, the other man straight from a pothole and lift down somebody. That's not supposed to happen. That's not supposed to happen. You know?
Yes.
I hope they take these Dervan, and I hope they listen to the people when we are speaking on the radio. You understand me? And do something about what's going on and take a stock of themselves. You understand?
Yeah.
Everybody can just cry out like this and nobody listening.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yes.
Somebody has to listen there, man. Somebody has to listen to us. We are paying tax and we are paying food tax money. There are people that even people, Dervan, who look at the other day, the life went out, understand these people are normal still. You understand me? We don't have no life for 3 months. You understand me? And they're going to send the people a normal feel like that. You understand? My life will come up a lot of money, you know, because I know that people are born like and are you know, like this. You understand me? And I weed them a thing out man. You understand? But when you take a step, Dervan, let me tell you something. Government have a farm better than this, Dervan. Them cannot go down that road.
Hold on a moment, please. Just a moment. .431 on Power 106. Thanks for holding. Please continue.
I'm a man of 10 times here. He come back home to my homeland. But a lot of people, that's why I come back home. You know, this condition of what the government. And then put the, a lot of things, you know, Dervan, that's going on, you know. I'm paying the government for it, you know. Yeah. All of these things that people driving on the wrong side of the road. So come down, you know, telling me now, driving on the wrong side of the road. And why? Because they're not getting no ticket. And then the police find them. I don't know what them doing. You understand? Every little thing counts, you know. Every little thing counts. And that's why the country, them losing respect of the country. You understand? These people don't respect the police on them. If them would not go on so. You understand? You think a few there, you think a few there, man. A few there uptown. A few there in New York. And the 70th one. And a trooper there in front of you. You think you can pass them? You pass them, I don't want you. You ask anybody to come down. You better go 6 days, you better go 7 days behind him. Because if you pass, you never get a ticket. Okay. Obviously, man, I fly past police and stuff. Fly past police. And all this stuff there, I'm not this thing I get up. This thing I hold the hand, man. This thing is hold the hand. Understand me? If the government has to take a grip of these things, man, you know, them can't make the country just run down like this. You understand me? That's what they are, policemen. They're going to just sit there. They come down a hill. And with them doing this, supposed to go down on a hill. Okay, where are we down a hill? You know, you have to drive every time. You can't run down. That's the same level. You have 65, not 59, 54. So that's why it's can't run down the hill. That's the one. Don't give me a ticket. Okay. First, you know, when I'm going to look first. When I say, all right, give me the ticket. You understand me? Because we're not going to stop. I'm not going to stop it. Okay. Give me the ticket. Come in and pay you and mess up the system. You understand me? There's 100 suckers in the ocean. It means what my one in there. I make 101. I mean, I want my own with 101. You understand me? It has to stop this up. The box has to stop somewhere. Dervan, the government makes things getting out of hand. of government rule the country. And if them not, if them can't rule the country, then come on. And if somebody go in here, you understand me, right now, the people that don't want to even vote. You can have nothing to say that I get voted. Not even half, not even part of the people that not saying that I get voted. Right? The people them get fed up with the government. Fed up. And who wouldn't get fed up, Dervan? Who wouldn't get fed up? You understand? When you see your pay in your hard earned stuff. You understand me? And these people, you know, you can't even drive on a full road. Every time I skip things like that, it's not that. Can't drive, so. You know, I'm on the comment, if you drive straight, not Jamaica, you're drunk. You're drunk if you drive straight. So you have to drive on that spot hole. What kind of place is this? What is Jamaica this when you leave? What is Jamaica this when you leave, you know? And then you Jamaica is a nice place. You understand me? That's all like politics. You understand me? You never like politics. But Dervan, you know, after talk, I'll go sometime to talking to feel like I ain't being. You understand me? But we have to take up politics and talking and so forth. And I don't want to disrespect the politics on them. You understand me? But them must give account. Give account. Because they are the ones who people by everything by turn back up and people by blame. You understand me? Dervan, I think I'm speaking of. You have a good day, sir.
You too. Thanks for the call.
Alright.
Good. Take care. This is both sides of the story, Poro 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. We're taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. And the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. And this one, let's see if we can clear some more of these messages. This one from Nordia. She says, "This is long. Please read it when you have time." Oh, it wouldn't be possible now. It's okay. All right. This one says, "Good evening, Dervan, and both sides. Miss Mervis, don't let them stop you. Just be shorter. I'm your presentation." Shorter. Okay. Thank you. This one from Neville, otherwise known as Salah, saying, "Blessings to you, Dervan. Dervan, I don't know what is really happening in our country today. Dervan, New Road is where I have to travel to get over to Leamington or Leamington, where I'm from. New Road is a very quiet community where those 4 people were murdered last night." This is from Salah in Kingston. Our sincerest condolences to the family, friends, colleagues, neighbors of the deceased. And this one says, "Sir Malcolm, the politicians are driving SUVs around. When the SUV drives over the potholes, the politicians can't feel the conditions of the roads. The SUV just slide over the potholes easily so it doesn't affect them when they are driving," writes Cuban in Georgia. I'm sure they'll tell you that they care and they'll point to things that they have done, but it will never be enough, apparently. It's just a fact of life. But as citizens, we have to take responsibility and take charge. To the phone lines once again, 876-922-4112-5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good evening, Dervan.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, man, I call and I'm saying, you see the escalation in the Middle East. Besides the Star Wars, it's going to get bigger. It's going to get bigger. Israel, Iran, the whole region, they're going to be engulfed in war. That's been predicted a long time ago. If humankind try to stop it, it's going to happen. Just the functions of, higher powers.
Hello?
It's perilous times, And you see about that read about the killing in Dunkirk, and at the same time they're having the summation of the Nichols tried in America. It's black and black, and what the people say is very important. I'm telling you, the country as Jamaica, black treat blacks when they have a position of authority, And as a country, I'm saying we oppose death penalty. But the Prime Minister said, send them to meet their home. Jamaica is a person who also opposed the judicial death sentence, To me, those are contradictory things, low standard stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Very contradictory. And again, Dervan, you see all the focus of JLP Chief Tribalist, right, to Mr. Higgins. He focused on Michael Mandy a lot, why you think he do that? In Dervan?
It's pretty much par for the course, isn't it?
Yeah, because you see, Michael Mandy is the most popular prime minister. And when you talk about growth, I try to repeat, I was born in the 60s. And as a little kid, I remember going to old men living in their mud and tat respectable men, People with 9, 10 children in one room and the toilet on the back, 2 bed and the children, them are one people and then one crocus bag, then one cabbage skin cleaner as they grow older. In rural Jamaica, that was not just in center, it was all across. It is a tenement yard in Kingston, said thing. The whole family's auntie, uncle, children, living in the one tenement room we rent and the one toilet out the door and the one standpipe in the front yard. Michael Mann had said Tony Spall in National Housing Trust, Change was in what they call growth, what they try to demonize Michael Mann report, was the humanizing of Jamaicans in the inner city, all over Jamaica. It was brought in the human capital, not in the economical capital at the time, but it developed into economics. So in Waterford, value a lot of more money now. South Barrow, De La Vega City, etc., Steer Town, Civil Heights. Michael Manley built them. So it was a lot of investment in the people, free education. When we started going to Fernport High School, it was just a privilege in Jamaica that could go to high school.
Hold it there, please. We need to break.
Start an emergency fund. A matter in personal finance is pay yourself first, which means saving money for emergencies and your future. This simple practice keeps you out of trouble financially and helps you sleep better at night. Life happens, and you do not always have control over when expenses arise. By having an emergency savings account, unexpected finances won't debt or falling too far over your financial plan. To determine the amount you save, figure out how much you spend each month. Once you get into the habit of saving money, you will stop treating savings as optional and start treating it as a required monthly expense.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on both sides of the story, Poro 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and we're still taking your calls on 876 922 4112 to 5. And the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876 365 3346. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, Dervan, I'm still here.
Yes, please continue.
With free education to territory, Dervan, and to high school. That was quite revolutionary. It made a lot of people who could not have access education to territory become worldwide person. I get over in Jamaican terms that says Michael Manley with the smartization of Jamaicans. People start having their own toilet, flush toilet in their own house. People don't like to talk about the basic amenities. Instead of everybody sharing the said tenement, you want latrine and one sandpipe and a whole percussion and fight. During that era, Jacob Miller, Rasta, cannot live in a tenement yard, and the rise of Bob Marley too, reggae, that Michael Manley in 1976, I never forget, Carifest as the first steel show I've ever attended down in St. Anne's Bay, Lawrence Park. They kept it for like 5-6 days, what the mystic revelation of Rastafari and things like that, Michael Manley and D.K. Duncan's them, I'm telling you, it wasn't a very bad time in Jamaica like the forecasting is until, and one of the things that the PNP don't like to hear, they like to talk about Reagan between 1976 and 1980. It was Democrat president. Mr. Carter, who we celebrate his 100th birthday this week, was the president of the United States, you understand? Whereas Reagan became president in 1980, he didn't start being president until 1981 when Seaga won in 1980, That is a problem I tell people, my friend Conrad, with Democrat, we don't put the blame on Democrat because most black people vote for Democrat. We try to pretend like it was Reagan who was the president between 76, 77 to 81. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And Marcus said, without full proper knowledge of our history, we are lost in the race. Even PJ and Bruce Golding, both of them are big Democrat supporters, and there's no difference between them in supporting the Democratic Party in the United States because of the number of factors. You get what I'm saying? Not because of the principal factors. So that's what I tell you, my friends, when I talk USA politics and I know in Jamaica, most of the people that live here PNP because most of their friends and family live in the Democrat areas in the United States. That's the same for the Democrat, just because of the color thing, which doesn't necessarily mean I standard of freedom. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
In my evaluation, and I'm a scientific mind trained by Jamaica. I look at it different, like a PJ, them like Bruce, them are more lawyer. And them think that Bruce, them are upper echelon society people, them from them born. We've been through the era with the youth, them the student talk, etc. and them thing. And a lot of them would vote for Republican, but if they vote for Republican in the areas where they live, they get ridiculed, can access benefits, etc. You get what I'm saying? And if they vote for the said Democrat, they said, like I tell them, the supply train to the jails. Or they make any difference. And I like my telling you, them are educated and think, read the history of America properly. And don't think somebody like me don't talk foolishness. It's Republican free black in America. And the Republican mantra is that you don't have to feed them on welfare, which is what Democrats do and control them. Is that they can build themselves, given the opportunities. to be noble men and women without you feed them, and because you feed them have to vote for you. You get what I'm saying? But then the vote for you get vexed with them, and you know, to me that's not real freedom.
Right.
But in politics, number count, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know, it's a continuing process, and they ain't reach it yet. The average black ain't have the freedom that elitist black have. It's a two syndrome level of freedom. But the American blacks generally live a better standard than the average black in other parts of the world, because you know the amenities and facilities in America are good, and they're home to each and everybody, you know. Even though the average black Americans and Jamaican people who travel America more than a guy who born in New York or in Orlando, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And expose remain domicile most of the time, you know.
Yeah.
Even in 80, people say 80 is a poor 80. It's the same type of thing in 80. The people didn't understand it like river times, so the river time 10 times, 100 times bigger because they have 11 million and probably 13 million people. But they have their stony hills. They have places in 80, some of the richest black men, 80, but some of the poorest too. You get what I'm saying, Dervan?
Yes, I humbly share that I saw
There, while people
saw that.
great wealth there too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And people must understand those things. It is not a poor country like, you know, $80, 5.5 to 1 US, you know. Despite all that is going on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and the Asian them, you know, their economic power in the USA too. They're very united together. They run the taxi business, them, and those things, and trailer load 5, 10 of them set up then trailer things that start go to eat. But like I said, there's rich places in Haiti. Stony Hill, Norbrook. And just like you have in Stony Hill, I read in the paper about the guy in Long Mountain. Discrimination when I use when they get to move to Langdon, Douglas, when they move uptown. I experienced it too with guys called us cherry gardeners, you know, poor people move up in town. The people them who live there, black. They vex with them that them are moving and come with them all them soon start have bad boy play their music too loud, how much bike ride coming to them place, you know. It's not an easy thing in the world. It takes time that we must develop enough self-confidence. Especially the poor people, right? And respect and love each other. Then even that happen to you, you come and you start accessing your own family and friends and start to say, him have that now and him have that now, and look how him did barefoot and so, you know. We must respect each other, you know what I'm saying? Because none of us came here with anything, none of us will go. So to me, my level of education is how we can develop to send others forward, you know, and the future generations better. To me, that's most important. And our politicians them for fix the road and good. If you're fixing a road, spend the money to fix the road and good that the last few years or 5 years. But that's the major difference with American politicians. The garbage system no miss. The majority of roads is roads, well built, well kept. And thing that you travel there when you see them, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And most time is affordable. Have a blessed evening.
You too. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Cleaners website, go-jamaica.com. And we continue to take your calls and your messages here on Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. And thanks to those who have sent in their messages as well. Neville, otherwise known as Salah, says Dervan the gentleman, saying that he does not like politics. Dervan, that is what? Mashing our country people. Our country people have to get involved and get rid of these politicians who are going there to only enrich themselves from poor taxpayers. Both sides doing it, and we have to stop. We have to stop them. I'm Salah from Kingston. Okay, Salah from Kingston. Thank you very much for your message. As we continue with more on both sides of the story, Paro 106 FM still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Still taking those calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. As we continue with more on both sides of the story, Paro 106 FM, taking your calls and listening to your messages. 876-922-4112-5, regular call-in lines. And the regular numbers, 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. We thank you for your participation at different levels and look forward to your continued listenership and support here on both sides of the story, Horror 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, recognizing all those within earshot and trusting that you've been having a restful, well, maybe not restful, but an opportunity to work alongside your colleagues and friends and neighbors and partners in getting the work done. But we have to wrap now, and it's time to say bye-bye. So we get ready. Can we thank you once again for the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Paro 106 FM. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care. Thank you very much, Davin Thomas, for doing technical duties, and all the very best.
Power 106 FM presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's news at 5.